not
funny anymore.
It's funny as
No, I agree. I was just playing into the emotions of that.
Oh, I know. I'm playing into my character of being an asshole.
Perfect. We're all where we should be. We're all where we should be. And on that note,
that's my line.
Oh, I missed the button again. God damn it.
We're live still. What do you...
I figured we'd keep it hot and fresh, dude.
I so totally told him when he was editing that in, since he didn't have your picture, he should have just took a picture of Henry Cavill and put the Wish logo across it.
I thought about it. Damn it, I thought about it. No, and Ryan, honestly, I really wanted to surprise you by having your face in there. Did you get my Discord direct DM?
You shouldn't have. I haven't been on Discord in a minute, but you shouldn't have told me that. You should have just done it the next time we did this.
That was my mistake. Well, I know I could have just pulled a generic one off of like your Facebook. I could have just took the. Anyway, I was gonna surprise you by putting your face in there because I was like, I like the theme music still, but I wanted to throw in our fourth member in the official intro for once.
What I would do is go screenshot like one of the Wish ads and then just like put my face there with Henry Cavill on the label, but Wish with like a discounted price of like $2.99 with like 110% off.
The Facebook pic you have where you're semi-shaved, like clean shaved, like a little scruff. That's like your most Cavill-esque image that you have, I think, honestly. That I could have nabbed up and done that.
It's funny, I almost shaved yesterday. I was like, I haven't done this in a while. Just
that one.
Well, yeah. That I'm saying I could have took that
Henry Cavill
and done the whole Henry Cavill Wish thing.
I actually was thinking about trimming my beard down close to the face.
I don't think I would recognize you.
I wish we had.
I remember him baby faced.
Yeah, I've seen. That's been a long time since then, but I wish we had a big enough audience that I could like post a poll and be like, "Don't let him do it. Vote against it." That's what I would say.
10 years from now, 200,000 people.
Well, and he's talking about shaving and doing that. I already did. I'm doing the Abe Lincoln.
Below the belt.
That took me a minute. I'm like, what?
I even got a little top hat ready. It's good. It's gold. Don't worry.
The Abe Lincoln. God dang it. It's horrible.
Get a nice little rubber band and keep it snug.
Oh.
It's like a sheep. Emasculating a sheep.
Oh, hey guys. I am on this keto diet. I just got to say, I found something amazing to you. I was craving salt and vinegar potato chips. Right?
I love salt and vinegar potato chips.
They have salt and vinegar Blue Diamond almonds.
Ooh.
Oh. They are amazing.
Sounds amazing.
All right. Well, there you go.
I'll bring them tomorrow for D&D.
Ooh.
But hey, like I can like cut this next couple seconds out, but No, like, well, first off,
I feel like you're going to say something like really offensive, and that's why you're prefacing it with this.
Glad we're on the same page there.
Drop some casual racism, and we're going to cut it out so no one else knows.
All right, guys. Well, here we are. We did that on, we did the whole on that note thing. I can't do it twice. That would just make things awkward.
But on that note.
On that note.
Just kidding.
I quit.
I'm keeping all that in. On that note. Bye, Matthew. We'll see you in the next few minutes. Oh,
shit.
oh, he cut out like for real. What if I just did this little thing here where I removed him completely?
Don't.
I'm kidding. Wait. Who was where?
I was bottom left. Nick was
Just
bottom
like
right.
Just like that.
Matthew, just for funsies, like I removed you from the stream completely because I'm like, fine. And then Nick's like, don't do that. And I was like, okay, where were the boxes? Where were the boxes? Yeah, the ginger is back. Yeah, I need to do introductions, guys. So, welcome to Nerdentials, your weekly dose of the nerdy essentials covering film, TV, video games, and comic books. That's right, like a fresh diaper and training wheels. It happens all the time. I remembered something. The intro, at least. So, jokes aside, guys, I did remember that. Unpracticed, to be honest. Sorry about the diaper mention, Matthew. You're shaking your head like, too soon. But
That's shitty.
I'm your host, Joe Tweeden, and before everyone gets confused, the redheaded ginger right next to me here, the left of the screen, is the Matthew Johnson. Welcome back, sir.
Thank you.
And you know what? As I quietly clap, I'm going to insert a wonderful round of applause for each of us. Well, each of you guys, because I feel like we all deserve this welcome back situation.
Happy New Year.
And Happy New Year. Thank you, Matthew. Joining us in 2022. On top of me and Matthew, down in the that corner down there, my co-op partner for life when it comes to games, and I know that's no slight against Matthew. It's just about scheduling and availability, but honestly, the one that's most available, for better or worse, is my friend, the Nick Thomas. Matthew, you calm down.
You made it slightly awkward, but thank you.
Yeah, that was intentional. We have to have some awkward intros, especially for a reunion such as this.
Oh, nice.
Nigh 6 months of hiatus, and no one told us.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry, dear listeners. If you're new, you don't know the plight that the other listeners had. They're like, where the hell did they go?
They died.
Yeah. Poof. But the realist here also
Like
joining
Betty
us
White.
tonight. Too soon, dude. God. And you know what? The last episode they listened to is the one right before this. You cracked a joke about her. Outliving everyone. Betty the Gray was Betty the White because she fought the Balrog
this year because I'm ready. My predictions were on point last year. I'm ready for this year.
All right, so Mr. Deadpool down below, a.k.a. the Kuhn Cannon himself, Ryan Kuhn, is coming back for 2022. Welcome back, sir.
Sean to be here.
As ever, sir. Welcome back. It's been too long.
It's been a minute.
It's been a hot minute since all of us have hung out in this form, and it's our first time in 2022. So, cheers to you and yours and everyone else. This is the clearest this beverage will ever look. I got magic green screen behind me, but it looks like pink lemonade down south. Matthew just finished his coup de grace. I'm sipping on an IPA, and I think Nick is going hardcore healthy tonight.
Hey, you want to know how to get listeners and viewers to skip like an entire 5 minutes a segment? I found out
do what we're doing right now.
No. Better.
Oh.
So all you have to do is say these couple words. It's today's episode is brought to you by Raid Shadow Legends.
But it's not. We're not
and
sponsored.
It worked. Not sponsored by Raid Shadow. I hope to God we don't. I mean, if they want to, and
everyone's
after what I
to...
just said, if you want to sponsor us, still we're here.
Listeners, you're welcome to skip at any time if you think this is unnecessary. False advertising, though, but Ryan is making a point.
Every time I'm on YouTube, I skip like the entirety of Raid Shadow Legends just because I'm sick of them. But if you want to sponsor us, I swear to God, I'll play your game.
The key
all
here,
the time.
The key here, and I want all future potential sponsors to understand. As often as you want to sponsor us, we'll spice it up every time. It won't be boring and androgynous and
I will
irritating.
write entire screenplays for your sponsor.
Well, all I'm saying is we'll spice it up every time so people don't skip it. Like, how are they going to deliver this sponsor
Fireball
rating?
sponsor is
No.
I will spice it up every time.
All
And
right.
I have armor. I'll dress up and act it out by beating the shit out of Matt with a sword. I mean, what?
While he spices it up with Fireball? Good
I'm
choice.
working on a Hunk from Resident Evil 2 cosplay, so I can go get an airsoft gun and shoot Matt too.
You know what? Before I move, maybe I'll make a trip down there and do something similar. Can't think of it off the top of my head, but I'll join in.
I have
We're all just
3 different eras
We
of
love you.
soldiers attacking Matt.
Matthew, my
Still gonna get
complexion.
beat by a sword.
Hold
get
up.
Shot
Hold
by
up.
a shotgun.
Airsoft gun.
Hold up. My complexion right now, compared to yours on the screen beside me, you're like the warm 5000K orange light, and I'm like the cold negative white light that people use.
Do you want me to change it real quick? Hold on.
No, I'm saying you have a very warming look about you. That wasn't a criticism.
How about
Very
that? Is that
vibrant.
better?
Oh shit! Well, interesting. That did a thing. No. Stay in your ginger theme, sir. Come on.
Or wait. I can
Again.
make this one brighter.
That wasn't a slight. It was a. What are you using in your room that's making those lights?
It's a ring light.
You have a ring light?
Yeah.
No wonder you look fucking sexy.
I've got one too.
God. I'm not joking. I'm not joking. I need one. I'm feeding off the LEDs from my
Mr.
giant
Holland.
screen. I don't have a. God, you got a nice look about you, sir. I'm just like, I hope the people in the comments below agree.
Matt has
Give a thumbs up on this video if you guys agree with Matthew's lighting
Matt
and
has
how sexy it makes him
descended
look.
from the heavens to shed his golden glow upon us mere mortals.
I was so excited about it. I have already sent him a pic, but don't worry about it. Don't look at your
Nick,
phone
you
for a little
should
bit.
have gotten an infinity light for yourself and done like the TikTok memes. I love you for infinity.
Oh God, I hate that.
Real-time references, guys. Hey, speaking of which, housekeeping. We're just having too much fun because it's been too long.
Yeah.
And we don't care. We're not ashamed. Thank you for joining us. If you're returning, you know what you're in for. You're still here.
Shenanigans.
If you're new and you're still here at this minute mark, whatever this
You
minute ends up being,
sad, pathetic. I'm joking.
welcome to the fun, because aside from silliness, we do inform as well. So, inform with humor,
Said we're
inform with
having
knowledge, humor, knowledge, fun. It's all there.
I've got some cookies that are pretty fun.
I was like, it looks like you're about to eat a special cookie. Is it a special
Look at
cookie?
Nick.
I don't know.
Look at Nick.
Powerful magic.
Don't
Very,
do it.
very powerful magic. No, I wouldn't. I would be gone. You guys would not have me here if I ate that.
No, the cookie he is referencing, I lost a day. A full f***ing day.
Can I get a cookie? I need a cookie.
And I don't think there's any finding it and retrieving it. It is just gone.
That day is gone.
Dude, I
Here
had some
nor
of the
there.
most interesting dreams I've ever had on that cookie.
It's neither here nor there. All we have is the now. And you're deeply suffering.
It happens.
Anyway. No, but welcome, new and old. Guys, we're going back to the Monday, Wednesday, Friday TV. Well, sorry, film, TV, and game podcast episodes each week. We're trying to jump back into that. And so today we're kicking off movie chatter, but very brief housekeeping, just because I need to inform the new and old. Guys, new or old, if you have found this episode upon you, either in the feed you were listening to before, like, hey, welcome back, podcasters, that hasn't changed. We didn't move anywhere. If you just were subscribed before and boom, 5 months later, we're back. Sorry we didn't say anything, but we're back.
We were building suspense.
Yeah, in the deepest way possible. Like Peter Jackson level 4-hour-long movie.
Stanley Kubrick stare.
Suspense. Or like the 8-year suspense we've been waiting for the Avatar sequel films from James Cameron. Who wanted those? We're getting them. Doesn't matter.
I didn't really want it.
Suspense was there for someone. Probably him. Or his parents hoping that he would amount to something. Oh, wait. Are they still alive? Sorry, too soon. Maybe not a good joke. But moving on. I don't know about James Cameron's extended family.
Yeah, I think he's kind of old, so I'm probably dead. Probably.
Maybe.
I would almost venture to say that they're dead. But
After Meet the Feebles, when he was young.
Remember, guys, Betty White.
Oh.
It can
why
happen.
not bring her back up again?
It was more like inspiration. She made it to 99.998.
That's what she died for. Inspiration.
Meet the Feebles wasn't James Cameron.
Sorry. Anyway,
wasn't James Cameron?
No, that was Peter Jackson's.
Oh, that mother. He's who I have to kill.
I mean, if you hate long cinematic masterpieces, yes, go kill him.
No, if you want to know about long cinematic masterpieces by Peter Jackson, go look up Meet the Feebles and Bad Taste.
If you want to be scarred for life, go look up Meet the Feebles.
You're welcome, Ryan. You're so welcome.
You're welcome, audience, whoever is still listening at this point. But moving on, for anyone that I will have timestamps. I promise. They're still there for those that don't want to hear this. But thank you for sticking around if you're enjoying it.
Always stick around.
No, guys, we're going to hit up Movie Matters. We're going to talk about a smattering of wonderful films that have come out over the last couple months.
Oh, different word. Don't worry about it.
All right, well, glad I'm not in the loop, friends. All right. So, the whole housekeeping thing that I skipped over. Wow, coming back to that for a half second.
We fluff pillow?
I clean.
We fell off the pillow. Yes, clean. That would be my response. Sorry. Guys, we've got 2 YouTube channels. One is the podcast-centric release where you're 3 times a week you're getting this show and trailer reactions at movie, TV, or video game review videos and that sort of ilk. Then our previous channel that anyone coming around to this new one will see that it's now Nerdentials Gaming because that shit is going places. Hopefully. 1,000 uploads, 90% video games. At the moment, we're at 360 subscribers. Thank you, every single one of you, for jumping on into whatever chaos that ends up being.
And you, and you, and you.
I got to do that 358 more times, Nick.
I don't like you.
When we get to gaming stuff, I have something else to add, but we'll talk about that later.
Do you want to circle back, or should we just jump in?
That's like a 2-second tidbit just to throw out some information.
You know what? I'm going to tidy up our intro. It's not going to be as long as it feels like it has been because we've been recording live for 48 minutes. I promise. Throw it in, dude. Throw it in now.
So if any of you are a fan of the hit series Borderlands, if any of you were a fan of that, well, 2 things, actually. We have Tiny Tina's new game, the Bunkers and Badasses video game. Mm-hmm. However, if you are a tabletop player, they also have a source book that you can buy along with miniatures, and you can play the TTRPG version of Bunkers and Badasses in your very living room. It's made by Nerdvana Games.
I like it.
Shout out to Nerdvana Games and any of you tabletoppers
I could be wrong
out
on that
there.
part, but it's on their website.
Well, we'll link the website down below at the very least. Thank you for that. Thank you for that, Mr. Kuhn. Always down for anything nerdy because that's what we're about. So, guys, Without further ado, let's send ourselves off into 2022 with some movie matters. Matt's like, where's this going? And then the birdie came up, and I was like, what? Did you not like that intro, sir?
I knew that you were watching stuff.
Yeah, I appreciate it. You guys feel free to leave mean gestures during the stingers when they happen, because I can see your faces still.
That's hot.
Yeah. Guys, welcome to Movie Matters. We are here 2022, not first of the year. We missed the first week.
And
Shame
you're
on me.
stuck with us.
Only if you choose to be. We're not. No lawsuits, no ties, zip ties, or tape. You're fine. You can walk away. It's okay. You can click off your phone.
I mean, what?
Although
Please don't.
Matt will choose otherwise, and that's fine. All right. So, guys, we are kicking off 2022 with, it might help if I do this little number. Boop. Movie Matters across the bottom of the screen, just to make us feel a little thematic. We're going to be a little light and loose on our coming back episode. Usually we have things tightly locked down. Yeah, tightly locked down on what we want to talk about. But I'm going to kind of leave it up to the whole crew on our first endeavors of what we should be discussing. And actually, I think, just to help kick things off, I think I have an idea of where we wanted to go. Venom, Let There Be Carnage. And if that doesn't spoil things right off the bat, I don't know what else does. I'll save the conversation for you, Mr. Nick. But here's the premise for the Venom 2 film. Came out 2021. It's PG-13, roughly an hour and a half. Eddie Brock, our lead character, attempts to reignite his career by interviewing serial killer Cletus Cassidy, who becomes the host of the symbiote Carnage and escapes prison after a failed execution. This film is directed by our favorite CGI actor, Andy Serkis, aka famously known as playing Gollum in the original Lord of the Rings trilogy. He also played Claw in Black Panther as an actually himself for once, but he does a lot of CG stuff.
He also plays Caesar.
Right. Yes. Planet of the Apes. Caesar. He did. That's another big role he's known for.
That guy.
Top lining actors for Venom 2 are Tom Hardy, our Eddie Brock character. We got Woody Harrelson, Michelle Williams, Naomi Harris, Reed Scott, a handful of other actors, but I'm going to kind of leave those out for the sake of I'm going to pass it over to the person that knows this film better than the rest of us, I'm sure, even though I know Ryan and Nick have watched it. That's kind of all the deets on it. So, Nick, I'm going to have you go ahead. What's up, Sue? What's up?
No, you said you're going to throw this over the person that knows it more than all of us. And he's like, even though Ryan and Nick, even though you're going to throw it to me. I think Matt was like, wait, you're going to throw me under the bus now?
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute.
I haven't even seen this movie.
Did you think I was going to throw you under the bus?
Sounded like
Let's go.
It did sound like it.
You know what? No, just throw him in there. Like, Matt, have you seen it?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Okay, I was hoping you didn't, so that way you could just make up some shit. Start making up stuff.
No, I'm kidding. Who wants to talk first? I gave the spiel. Nick, you wanna talk?
I'm just a little camera shy.
Yeah.
Talk Venom.
So Venom leaves off from where we last saw him in the first movie. Their relationship growing and blossoming.
You were referring to the symbiote and Eddie Brock.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what we're referring to.
Yeah.
Just making sure.
No, if you haven't seen the first one, I would definitely say go out and watch it, because the second one is well worth it. There's not many sequels that I think are better, but I actually 100% thought the sequel to this was better than the first.
Ooh, because there was actually a surprising love coming from the general audience.
Mm-hmm.
Like when we're talking about review opinions, general audiences liked it more than expected, I think.
Yeah. No, Sony hit it out of the park on this. I'm glad they fixed some portrayals of characters from the first movie, because I just got to say that gigantic Ginge fro from the first one was really bothering me.
Ginge fro.
What do you got against Ginge fros?
Nothing.
Matt has got a thing to say.
But Cletus with that fro was way off for the character. Personally, for me.
You disagree,
I didn't
sir?
even see the first movie, so.
Oh.
No, go ahead. Keep talking. I'm just kind of throwing up some little scenes.
They brought it up. I think the quality of the CG for it was even better. They went deeper on some character development, which is cool. And I think it was a healthy progression for any sequel of anything. I don't want to give up anything, so I'm not going to do a spoiler. I'm just going to say, if you haven't watched it, watch it, because it ties into things. We'll leave it at that.
Ooh, which is interesting because as we see in the clip here, it is a Sony product, much like the partnering with the Spider-Man flicks, right? Oops. So I just like that. It's interesting that Sony is Sony Entertainment, as far as like the film industry side of things, is realizing the value in connecting with Marvel. And because if you look at the success of the first two Spider-Man films and even the first Venom film, they are realizing that they shouldn't try to just do it on their own, obviously, and they're gonna make millions more, by connecting the universes. I'm not going to talk about end credit scenes, but like even these Venom films have end credit scenes. You know what I mean? Nick, do you want to give a rating before I toss it over to Ryan's thoughts or Matt's?
Out of 10 for me, it would be an 8. Really good. But I've just seen way too many really great movies this year to put that up there with a 10 with the rest of them. So, but it was really good. I really enjoyed it, and it was a hoot to see, and it was I was glad to experience it with you, Ryan.
Likewise.
Yeah.
Nice little segue there, Ryan. Thoughts, and I guess I'll get a rating from you too.
Well, my thoughts on the movie. It's just horrible. I'm kidding. No, I love that movie. It was so good. You really get to see the interpersonal relationship between Venom and Eddie kind of really manifest here. A lot of chicken brains. A lot of chicken brains. It was, it made me kind of wonder just a little bit inside what that tastes like. Chicken brains.
Yeah. No.
And anyway, chocolate. I love chocolate.
Tangents, Ryan. Tangents. Where are you going with this?
It's what I do. It's what I can't keep one track mind. Anyway, I love the movie. I absolutely adore Woody Harrelson and everything he's in. He's one of my favorite actors, and I think he really knocked it out of the park. Like, Tom Hardy's a given. I have not seen something I didn't like him in yet. I don't know.
Ooh,
you never know what might happen, but Woody Harrelson, I think, really sold it for me. It's just his tenacity, and he's got the personality to play a great crazy guy. I love him.
Even in the trailer, as we're watching it in the background a little bit here, you can kind of see it just in the brief scenes. So, like, even if someone
is a red one.
This one hasn't watched it yet, you know.
You gotta watch that movie. It's so good. If I were to give it a rating, though, I would say an 8.5. I do agree with Nick on there was a lot of great movies last year, and I think this is definitely in, my top 10. But if you haven't seen it yet, you're doing yourself a disservice. Go see it. It's f***ing amazing. There's a few things I'd change, but not too much.
Let There Be Carnage.
And I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to leave you on a cliffhanger. I'm not going to tell you what I would change.
This one is only 97 minutes long, so it's not a crazy...
Easy, digestible action movie, yeah.
Yeah. Still one of my favorite Marvel characters, so it was a given for me.
Matthew, do you wanna pipe in with some thoughts on it?
So my thoughts on the movie is they definitely did a better job with the CGI, but that comes with time. As far as the film goes, it was pretty good. There was some moments that caught me off guard, and I busted out laughing. And it does give more of like a character development for the symbiote part of him. Not necessarily Eddie Brock himself, but
right.
Yeah. And you kind of find out how Cassidy thinks, aka Carnage. And the fact that, well, that'd be kind of a spoiler. Never mind.
Real quick, Matthew, is there someone? Are you thumbing over a mic or something near your phone? Because I keep hearing a Nicholas. You messing with your snowball, dude?
Let's say I mute myself when I fuck around with stuff.
I'm not doing anything right now.
I'm sorry.
No, I didn't think you were. Usually you have a mic against the beard, but you got earbuds. I see that. So, all right. Sorry, Nick. Sorry to call you out, bro. All right, Matt. Sorry. Try to wrap up where you were at. It's my bad.
It definitely kind of. I wouldn't say it's better. I would say that it's equal to the first one. And I would actually give it like a 7.5.
Oh, snap.
So that puts us at a median of 8.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. That's a good score.
I would still say go see it, though, because it was...
Wow.
It will catch your attention.
One thing I would add to my review is that I definitely think that there was more weight to the CGI characters in this one than the last one. Like, as we were talking about CGI improvements, like, I actually felt that there was a weight to Venom's massive form during fight scenes.
Or him walking through the crowd of people that he was walking through. Like, you could feel, like, people are like, okay, that's a big dude.
He actually looks like he's there.
Yeah. And like any other Marvel movie, stay after the credits.
Of course.
For sure.
And so, like, guys, we wanted to talk about Venom 2 prior to going into the next big title that dropped at the end of 2021, because there's a ton of connection related. And rest assured, I want to throw this out there. It's all over the internet, but we're not going to be the ones that spoil things for you. At least not right now. We're going to do a spoiler-free review for the next couple films, but I think that maybe next week or the week after, if anyone's interested, we will do a like semi-deep dive on the last couple.
I will spoil the shit out of this stuff if you want me to.
That's what I'm saying.
I'll talk about every dirty little secret.
Or
what I think we should do, for anybody that's going to go watch this, I think us as a nerd crew should do our fans a favor here and make a video that is what your significant other should know before watching this movie. and cover everything we know that should be in it, just from the trailers, not to spoil anything, but it'll at least lead up so they know what they're so they know what they're getting into.
Right, so that it's not a like what is going on from the get-go, so they're not lost.
Yeah, because before going into it, I knew my wife was going with me, and I'm like, I do not want to explain this every 5 seconds, so let's do this ahead of time. And I walked through everything for her. So
Brave and bold, and lucky you, it was a Marvel film we're talking about next, where they do a pretty good job of making things pretty clean and easy. Granted, there's a lot of depth to the MCU now, 20 plus films later. It's a lot of depth now.
Very deep.
So, I mean, if your brand spanking new kid just came out of the womb, you might want to start at the beginning. But yeah, I mean,
Captain America.
So, Nicholas, well, we gave Venom 2 a median rating of 8 out of 10. This seems like a natural segue, guys. If we should jump into the Spider, anyone down for doing that?
I'll go into the Spider-Verse with you.
All right, which is funny and ironic, because a year or 2 years ago, when Sony put out the animated
2019.
film, 2019, put out the animated film Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, it was once a really incredible film by itself, but also just a nice little prelude to the fact that like live action film could potentially pull it off too if they did it right. And that's kind of what we're about to jump into and discuss. We're going to talk, guys, Spider-Man No Way Home, the third Tom Holland-led Spider-Man film, fronted by Sony, but co-produced alongside Marvel Studios. Like the good stewards that Sony is, they realize who's best with this particular franchise, at least when it comes to Marvel stuff. So that being said, here, guys, I'm just going to give a quick rundown, spoiler-free as possible, and then we'll jump in. Spider-Man No Way Home came out in December of 2021. It's about... So here's the kickoff. There's a little bit... You guys need to have watched at least the first 2.
Not entirely true, because I didn't see either of them.
Just a
Nick,
quick question.
What do you want to preface before
when you say
back?
spoiler free, there are 2 names you're going to want to leave out of that if you.
I know.
Okay,
that's why I wrote it. That's why I wrote it. That's why in the notes I wrote right here under actors, I wrote spoilers in parentheses, and then the last 2 names are at the end. I will leave that out unless we decide to go further into it. So I'm going to be as spoiler free. I'm only going to mention what has been shown in the trailers.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you for stopping me and checking. So picking right back up. Here we go. So Ryan, you're right. Like, it's to enjoy the film. You don't need to have seen the first 2, but there's a lot of context with any of the previous films that enrich the experience if you have seen them. I'll leave it at that.
There are intentional inside jokes that you've had to have had your fingers in all of these properties, but you could still enjoy the movie itself without watching the other ones.
Yep.
Yeah. Perfectly put, Nick. So as far as the central plot goes, though, in the trailers, it's all over the trailers for this film. So going into this movie, you guys will know, okay, this is what we're getting into. Spider-Man's identity is now revealed. This is where we're starting things. Peter asks Doctor Strange for help. All of that's in the trailers, played by Benedict Cumberbatch himself. Cucumber Patch himself.
Dirty hand Bandersnatch.
Yeah. If you get close, everyone knows who you're talking about. That's the joke my wife says about it.
I fucking love that joke. It was one of my favorites.
You just get a little close to his name and everyone knows who you're talking about. When a spell goes wrong, dangerous foes from other worlds start to appear, forcing Peter to discover what it truly means to be Spider-Man. Super vague. I know. But we're keeping it vague for the moment. We'll elaborate a little bit within the review part here, but guys, this film is starring Tom Holland himself as Spider-Man. Zendaya, I think that the love interest there.
It's
MJ.
it's like Madonna, but Zendaya.
She's the wannabe Mary J of the franchise. You know,
It's not a wannabe. That she is her version of Mary Jane.
She's
that's
Michelle.
That's what I meant.
Michelle
Jones Watson. Yeah.
I just meant the reference is thick and it's there, but
Yeah. I still say it's lazy, but
agree.
like,
And to our fans, agree to disagree. But you know, it's there. Benedict Cumberbatch is Doctor Strange.
Yeah,
and
then
villains that we have seen by face or sound of voice in the trailers. We have Jamie Foxx as Electro, Willem Dafoe coming back as Green Goblin, and then of course the wonderful Alfred Molina as Doc Ock from a long time ago in a Sam Raimi film. I know. Yes, I just did that.
No, wait. I don't know if it was just on my screen. On my screen, but there was like a glitch in the Matrix, and your eyes were all sorts of freaking weird. It was awesome.
Were they?
Joe's a demon.
You looked this way, and it went red on this side of your eyeball.
It's maybe the green screen.
It's the green screen.
It did it to your arm earlier.
I look forward to seeing what that looks like.
You
later.
It was like Lizard Man moment for a second. I'm like, what the?
On that note, guys,
Dr. Connors.
What? No, I mean his eyes.
The Lizard Man.
Joe is Dr. Connors.
He's making a reference anyway.
He said it.
Said it, and I spelled it, and here we are. There are some additional cast members that we're going to leave out for now, although it is public knowledge. If you look up who's in it, you're going to find out and spoil it for yourself. So just word of warning. We're not doing that right now.
I'm that guy.
Don't look at IMDb. Just watch it yourself.
Just watch. Just go watch it. Is what we're saying. But
I have to say this real quick.
It's time for me to pass it off because at this point, you guys know more than me. I need to go see it. I'm the audience. I know, guys. Sorry, but for this,
who would like to take this first?
Yeah. So who wants to?
Matt, you look excited about it. You want it?
I mean, I think everyone's excited. Matt looks a little overzealous, but I think we'd throw it over to him.
Give it to us, Red.
You wanna jump in?
One standing by.
Yeah,
tip the hat.
Yeah.
Red October standing by.
All right, sir. Tip your hat.
This film, bar none, is probably one of my favorite Spider-Man movies. Like, it hands down is superb, and you don't even have to be a superhero fan to like this movie. Like, it will touch on heartstrings
and
very
so many other
much.
places.
And you will have some gut-wrenching, laughs that will pop up every now and again. So, without spoiling too, you can't even spoil it. Sorry, watching this trailer is just bringing it fresh back into my mind.
Right?
Watching hearing the Green Goblin's voice and seeing him, that was phenomenal. And then seeing Doc Ock, it was just a very well planned out Spider-Verse type of movie. I don't think they could have done better. For me, this is a 10 out of 10. Like, this is probably my favorite Marvel film. Not gonna lie.
I want to take a moment and just appreciate the fact that, for you, sir, at least, and I'm sure there'll be echoes throughout this review, that Marvel Studios, I am pleasantly surprised, is able to keep making things good. Not necessarily better, because like you get better. Where's the top? Where's the top out? Where's the end? But it's not that it's better. It's just they keep it fun and exciting and new. Mm-hmm. That's the key behind us feeling like it's better or the best that it's ever been, is the fact that it just keeps being fun and new every time. And if you can keep it being fun and new and exciting, the excitement part is what keeps us believing that Marvel Studios has this freaking magic, that they're dishing out. And I like to think that a little bit of that is from the help of Disney, but honestly, Marvel Studios has had this in the bag for years, for the last over a decade now. Okay.
I would say Disney has like a little bit of help, but
there's some Disney magic for sure, sprinkled into this mix, but there
was a good like half-hour segment that I was just rolling laughing.
Yeah.
It was sure. It's good, and I was almost brought to tears in a couple of spots. Couple.
It wasn't an almost for me.
All right, Matt, you 10 out of 10 for you. I want to pass it around the table and to get the rest of everyone's feelings on it. Who
you got it?
Nick, Ryan, who wants to go next?
I can go.
I led the last one. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'll take it. I'll let you go last.
All right, sir. Dish.
So to preface this, the reason why I wasn't really interested in seeing the first two of this trilogy so far was because honestly, I'm really tired of seeing Peter Parker in high school. Let's just be real right now. I'm sick of it. Yeah. But I love Tom Holland as Peter Parker, so we're just gonna get that out of the way. So it was amazing to see Willem Dafoe back. He was my favorite part of the Sam Raimi trilogy. Willem Dafoe is another one of my favorite actors. He's amazing. But there's one thing that detracted from it, because we have Peter Parker fighting the Green Goblin again. It's great. But you know what's missing? You know what it's missing? It's missing Nickelback in the background. That's it. That's my biggest gripe of this movie is we have him coming up. You see the Goblin grenade hit the bridge, and then you hear, and they say that a hero could save us, and then Peter Parker just uppercuts him. Would be great. Great.
Fun fact for fans / non-fans of Nickelback is that they did actually record a specific song for this soundtrack. So, like, there was a little bit of specialness behind it, regardless of whether you like Nickelback or not. I love it. My wife hates him.
I have mixed feelings.
Each his own, and you are in the mix. But yeah, no, but there's some attached feelings there. I get you.
Okay, so another thing, J. Jonah Jameson was just on, and I thought one of my favorite parts about this movie was J. Jonah Jameson is in it, and he is very, very clearly a ripoff of Alex Jones in this movie. And I thought that was great. He even has like the InfoWars like backdrop basically, and he's like recording in his front room. Anyway, this is probably my favorite Spider-Man movie. Like there's no probably. This is my favorite Spider-Man movie.
I was going to say
all of them, I loved the Andrew Garfield trilogy. Oh. I really thought they did a great job. I know a lot of people hated it, but I loved that trilogy, and I loved Sam Raimi. But this was, in my opinion, the best one.
Nerd correction, just so people in the comments don't rip us apart in the future. Sadly, Andrew Garfield only got to do it twice.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry, my bad. I'm just
no. I just want to make sure people know
He was slated to do 3, but they couldn't.
I know, and it just it didn't work out. Yeah,
But Sony, in their infinite wisdom,
However, god damn, the redesign of Jamie Foxx's character in this one was so good. So good. Love this movie.
Facts.
Love this movie. Straight up 10 out of 10. I got nothing bad to say other than I wanted that one Nickelback song, and I wanted Peter Parker to go right into his jaw.
A small price to pay.
Little quick fact, Willem Dafoe wanted to do his own stunts, and that was the only reason he agreed to do it, is they let him do it.
Damn.
And,
Willem,
that's my segment.
Don't die on us early.
He's fucking amazing. He's not dying. The dude's fit as a fiddle.
I know.
I can honestly.
If he dies this year, I will kill you, Joe.
It wasn't me. It
He
wasn't
dies
me.
this year.
You jinxed it.
You don't take away my favorite actors.
All right.
Betty White was 99. It was okay.
I'm sorry. You're right.
Nah, it's all right. I forgive you.
I
This
mean,
time.
there's still the 20. The 20 that need to pull through close to her. The 20. It's a personal list of 20 actors that are super close to being a
I'll put 20 bucks.
concern. To being
I'll
a
put
concern.
$20 and we'll make a Deadpool.
Wait. What's the bet?
We each pick 3 actors.
Pick a day.
No, it doesn't. You don't have to pick a day. Just
Doesn't
3
have to be a
actors
day.
by the end of the year.
That seems wrong.
If one of yours dies and none of the others do, but we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. But
That seems
put money in.
horrible. There's
That's
like
so awful. I'm in. I mean, what?
right?
when I said 20, I meant like I could name 20 of my favorites that are
And
close.
we'll each pick. There's 4 of us. We'll each pick 5 from that 20, and whoever gets the first one will get the money.
I'm thinking Ian McKellen, Patrick
Don't you
Stewart.
dare.
I'm thinking George. I'm thinking
Joe,
Harrison Ford.
there's about to be a Deadpool on you from anyone who's watching this.
Oh, you don't like my list?
I do. I think it's hilarious.
I haven't
Clint
even
Eastwood?
Don't
Don't you dare take Clint Eastwood away from me, God.
George Clooney looks young. He's got some more time.
I'd be okay with that one. I don't really care.
Sylvester Stallone.
Nah, he's going to be around until he has a heart attack at the age of 89.
Speaking of
hope.
heart attack, have you watched what was that? I forget the name of it. It was a road rage movie with Russell Crowe. He looks like he was about to have a heart attack in that movie.
I don't know what this is, but I need to see this now.
He's getting there,
I'm
Let's
gonna
get back
put
onto Spider-Man.
Steven Seagal on the Deadpool.
All right.
Tom Cruise is not going to die of old age.
Unless-
He's gonna die
yeah, it's
from
gonna be
one
an
of his
accident.
stunts.
All right.
From
So
one of
back
his
to
stunts.
Spider-Man. Some of our casts have said that this is the best Spider-Man movie. I have to agree, and that's high praise because Spider-Man 2 from the Raimi series was a cinematic masterpiece. And it has sat there for the longest time. And for what they did in this movie, they blew it out of the water. It's still a cinematic masterpiece, but this movie took it to another level. But I can't just say it's the best Spider-Man movie. This quickly, within the first 10 minutes of watching this, jumped into my top 10 of my favorite movies of all time.
Oh snap! What did it boop out? If I may ask, I'm curious.
I'm sorry,
you have a
Howard
top
Duck.
10. You weren't prepared.
Howard the
Sorry.
Duck moved to number 11.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
I did not
that-
expect that.
That was in number 10.
Yes. Quack food. I don't mess around with that. Don't you dare.
I'm not making fun.
I was about to say that it looks like there's some serious judgmental, right?
More of a curiosity. Sorry, didn't
No,
mean to
it's-
ruin your review. Go on.
It's listed as one of like the worst movies ever, but for me and my eclectic
I know.
taste, it is one of my favorites.
Yeah, nope. I understand, sir.
No.
I get it. My bad.
No, no, my wife went and watched this with me. We had our first date night in like 4 months, and we watched this together. And she actually told me her favorite part of the entire movie was sitting there and watching my reactions. Apparently I had a smile from ear to ear the entire time. And there was quite a few, like a whole bunch of times during the movie that she's like, Nick, I don't think you understood what was going on here. But I look over and you're like a giddy little schoolgirl going,
no. Sorry, that was loud.
That is really cute.
This movie had like all the feels. It was an emotional roller coaster. It was the perfect amount of action. Seeing the progression of acting on Tom Holland's part to this movie from the other ones, you can actually see him get better at acting every single movie. And this, he brought his A game in this movie. This is definitely worth watching. If anyone hasn't seen it, get out there and freaking watch it. Yes.
That is straight facts with what you just said about Tom Holland.
What? That's straight what?
Straight facts.
Oh, fact, you agree. Matthew agrees. He's
straight
piping it.
All the villains in it, every single time they hit the screen, it was the way they did it. It was bringing it back from nostalgia. They did it purposely the way they did it with every single person, that it was like, oh my God, yes.
You know what's crazy about this, guys? Just from what you said, even staying spoiler free, what just blows my mind is the fact that we've talked about, or God, I don't know, even joked about Sony being crazy for wanting to do like a Sinister Six, like trying to throw in so many villains into one film. And honestly, in all past iterations, it's always been heavily criticized of Sony trying to throw in more than 2 or 3 villains into one of their films. And I think this blows my mind. It's like, that's because you didn't have Marvel Studios
Also,
running the show.
Really don't know what the they're talking about half the time.
Fair.
You can look at Rotten Tomatoes and like they'll have something that has like, this is is it certified rotten, and then the user experience is like 100% fresh.
Well, yeah, but I mean, in general, though, like even fan criticism has been that most studios like fail miserably when trying to shove too many villains into a film. In fact, Sam Raimi's, that too. It's about how it just there is a good way it can be done. Yeah. But like Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 3. Was heavily criticized because the biggest criticism was they tried to shove too many villains into one film, because they did a Venom, I think even Sandman, and who else, I don't remember who all was in there because it's been so long.
Goblin.
Yeah, so like that film was criticized only because they didn't do it right. They just didn't do it well enough. It was criticized as having too many villains in a film, but Marvel just showed here, according to you guys, that was not an issue at all.
Yeah, I feel like
they had so many characters.
Is that Infinity War had already proven that you can put just a ton of characters in a movie and make it really good. That it's been proven like, okay, yeah, we want more of this. So I feel like kind of emboldened them to do it.
Yeah, so like the fan base has been shown with Infinity War that it can be good.
Yeah,
throwing that many characters in if you do it right.
Yeah, and with Marvel holding, Sony's hand in this production, like,
come on, we could do this.
Here this is how you need to put the characters in there. All right, cool. All right, yep, good job. Here we go. Yeah, I mean, anyway.
Yeah. No, but
so Nick, if I could get a resounding,
if I could give this a higher score, I would. But the highest you're allowing me is a 10.
You're limited. So
they're getting a 10 out of 10.
It would have gotten an 11 had it had that Nickelback song.
No, this would have got a 15 from me if we could go that. If we could go that high,
100%. By itself, 15, 100%. 15 out of 10.
This movie was fantastic.
The rules, Joe. The rules, Joe.
No, you know what?
15.
For fun on our website, because I know Nick said he's gonna write the review. I don't think I've seen it yet.
I'm sorry, it's been really busy.
Oh, you're fine. By the way, I have read what you have posted. Arcane, love the review. Amazing review. We'll get to that later in another recording or TV talk, whatever. Awesome. No, what I meant was I will put the 11 out of 10 thing just as like a
out of 10. Joe.
Fair enough. No, we all agree to that. All right, it's going to be on our website. We're going to be the most unprofessional reviewers ever.
The professional stuff.
No.
This is Spider-Man. It doesn't need professional. It needs perfection.
And we will come back to this. There is a deep dive that needs to happen to this review from us. So Joe, watch it. And then when we come back to this, I have a lot of facts, a lot of background for this, and a lot of feels that I really need to unpack because
we're
talking
about spoiler edition.
I am not the only person in this
room
that there was a scene that happened that we were like, oh no, you didn't. We almost walked out. I stood up out of my seat. I'm like, how fucking dare you?
I think I know what you're talking about, and I feel the same.
Okay, hold on. Without giving it away. The movie somehow made you okay with it?
No, it wasn't.
Everything was just so great that didn't matter.
It wasn't a fact that it was something done wrong or bad or anything like that. It just...
I get it.
It hurt.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
It hurt.
Okay, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay.
It hurt.
Do you remember in the Star Wars movie when you thought Chewie was dead and you almost walked out? It was that moment.
Stop. I want to feel it still in its fullness. So don't say anything. Don't say anymore.
We're gonna wait till you leave, and we're just gonna talk about this, and you're gonna come back, and we're gonna be crying.
Hey, Joe.
It's awful.
Come back. What? Matthew,
you're gonna feel it regardless, even if we even.
I know. Even if you told me what it was, I know because I feel things. But like, I want the raw. I got heightened emotions in general.
I understand. Yeah, no, I shed some tears.
Yeah.
To me, this wasn't just the best Spider-Man movie. This wasn't just
the Star Wars movie ever. Tom Holland.
It's not. No, this was. You know what though? It bothers me. If Tom Holland, Spider-Man, knew what Star Wars was when he was talking about it in that one movie, why did he not realize that Mace Windu was Nick Fury? But let's not go that.
You're asking too many questions. The Force is strong, motherfucker.
Too much meta going on here. Too much meta.
No, but what I was saying is, not only was this the best Spider-Man movie, and not only was it moved into my top 10, this was probably one of the best movies I've seen in the last 10 to 15 years.
I would agree. I would wholeheartedly agree with that.
Matt wants to agree, but he hesitates because
there's a lot of
breadth of Hollywood. There's so much. Yeah. There's so many things.
Ready Player One for me is above that.
It was a great movie, but I don't think that's my favorite.
Matthew, what?
Ready Player One.
Really?
Ready Player One.
It was good, but it's not even in my top 20.
That's your number. Is that number one for you then?
Oh no! That's not number one. Like that's above
past 10 years.
He was saying past 10 years. Past 10, 15 years.
Okay, you're just saying that's the closest thing that is above this Spider-Man movie. That's what. Okay,
for me.
I want to see. You take your time. I want you to write a top 10 list of the last 10 years. I'm curious what's in it.
Let's compare them.
Yeah, I like.
Let's compare our best
top 10 films of the last 10 years.
2010 to 2020.
Let's do a video on that.
We're gonna do a full episode on just top 10 videos of the last 10 years.
2011 to 2021.
Decade. Yes. Yep. Last decade. Yep.
Let's do it.
Just to see where ours align, and that's like best
I'm gonna be
films,
sorely under your guys' amount of movies seen.
Maybe, but
I guarantee I don't watch a lot of movies.
You're like, my top 10 is there because it's the only 10 I watched.
And then I put 4 more in there because I just started. I had to watch them before we did this because I hadn't seen any more than 6 movies in the past 10 years. That wasn't just they're watching Goodfellas for the 15th time.
Okay,
Cheers.
folks. So you have gotten
That's a good
our
movie, though.
spoiler-free review of Spider-Man. We need to move on to the next one.
Hey,
No, we
Nick.
don't.
What I wanted to propose is that, like, even after cutting out the bullshit at the beginning of this recording, we're at an hour and 37 live. But as far as review time goes, we're probably close to like a full hour at least. So what I wanted to propose is that, because we're trying to keep them close to an hour, and because there are so many more things to talk about, that leaves us more room and time next. Like if any
Let's
of us
save
can
the
come back,
movies for another week.
that's what I'm saying. Is let's just close out this, and
That can
then
actually make it
whatever
easier for me, 'cause I haven't
energy-
seen the Book of Boba Fett yet.
same here,
'cause
but that's TV talk.
No, he's talking about switching from movies to TV
I'm
talk.
talking about like we're done with the movie reviews. Let's move on.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Now,
You know what though? Actually, this is awesome because one of the things I recommended is that we still do our movie thing where we cover movies, TV, games, and all that shit. But we only cover one. But we're covering two this time, but it's pretty
we did
close.
two because they're connected. They were kind of related, and that's
Spider-Man and Venom. If there was a third Deadpool movie out, we'd have to add that.
Great. Well, and dude,
things that relate to Spider-Man.
Disney Plus is adding so many series from multiple franchises
They need
that
to chill.
that's hard to catch up.
No, Disney and Sony need to get together for one more little thing here and throw Deadpool and Spider-Man in a movie and just make it creepy like bromance.
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds, Hugh Jackman back for one more run, please. Like, come on.
Oh, that would be great. Have Wolverine in there.
Wolverine from the X-Men multiverse. Come on, multiverse. Come on, Hugh Jackman. I know you said you're done.
We need Eddie Brock. We need Venom. We need these four
one more time
on an adventure.
I mean, it's Deadpool,
bromance.
just like crazy weird.
The bromance.
Bromance towards a Spider-Man, and Logan's just in the back, like, what the hell?
He has a cameo.
He is legit Wolverine. Doesn't understand the fourth wall. But like Deadpool keeps breaking it.
Yeah,
I'm talking about the romance.
Like just watching Ryan Reynolds basically fanboy over Tom Holland would be hilarious.
It would be amazing. Anyway,
I love your movie.
Let's ship that, guys. Like the videos.
Let's do
this.
Let's
tweet it. Hashtag Tom. How would you hashtag that? Deadpool, Spider-Man, Tom Holland, Ryan. Anyway, we'll figure it out. We'll get a hashtag.
Spidey Pool bromance.
Spidey Pool bro. Yep.
I do really want a Gwenpool movie. Or Spider-Gwen. Either way. There's
room. I mean, we had, Into the Spider-Verse 2.
I want my favorite celebrity to be in a movie again, and Emma Stone needs to come back as Spider-Gwen.
Yes,
because there was something that you guys probably didn't realize at the end of Spider-Man.
I realized it.
Matthew, are you going to upset me right now, or are you just teasing them?
You just leave, and then we'll talk about this, okay?
No, because if I leave, you guys are going to go longer than 10 seconds.
You can't sit with us.
This is a cool kids table.
We wear pink on Wednesdays.
Come on.
You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
All right.
Okay.
This has been Movie Matters.
And on that note, guys, that's going to wrap up our Spider-Man review. Yes. And our Venom review, guys. I know it was exciting. We had a lot to say about Spider-Man No Way Home and the future. Guys, we're going to come back and do a complete spoiler version of that, as well as talk about other films.
Real quick.
Nick, what?
There's actually one thing this movie was missing other than Nickelback that would have made this so much more better.
Didn't know.
I'm sorry to spoil this for anybody, but there was not Macho Man Randy Savage.
Hold on.
Warning. Spoiler alert. Warning. Spoiler alert. You have been warned.
This Spider-Man movie did not have
Sorry.
Macho Man Randy Savage.
Coming at you right through the video scope. The Macho Man was a little busy at the moment, up in heaven,
So unnecessary.
pile driving God into the ground.
It was very
I was gonna
unnecessary.
say, it doesn't have Kirsten Dunst. 'Cause, yeah. What?
Emma Stone.
Anyways.
Emma Stone, man. That,
Did you like my little spoiler warning splash? I was like, oh no, Nick's about to spoil shit. So I threw that up. Anyway, okay.
I like it that it was actually completely useless and it was perfect in comedic gold. Thank you. I love it.
Completely useless. I live to please. Guys, thanks for watching this episode. It's about time we wrapped up this Monday.
yeah.
This
Yeah.
this wonderful Monday episode of Movie Matters. We did 2 reviews. We'll come back with some more movie magic next week. Guys, look ahead at Wednesday and Friday if you're interested in either TV talk or gaming bits. We have upcoming episodes this week about those topics. But for now, guys, I almost nearly forgot how to sign off of these stupid things. So
I remember only because it's something that's not usable in my everyday life, and I have a photographic memory for things like that.
well then, sir, you are blessed and cursed all at the same time.
It's terrible.
That being said, guys, I'm going to help you and Ryan Kuhn out by saying that thanks for watching. This has been your Nerdy Essentials, and honestly, guys, as always, I hope everyone remembers this. We'll see you on the other side.
And the cream
Waited
will
that
rise
last
to the top.
little second. Yes, you did.